At this time, I call the April meeting of the County Commission to order. I'm going to ask the County Attorney, Mr. Jackson, if he will give the invocation, and Commissioner Collins to pledge allegiance to the flag.
Our heads. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we again thank you for the opportunity to come together to do the work of the people of Lincoln County. We ask that you give us your wisdom and your guidance to do that work, Lord. And we especially ask right now that you touch and protect every person who is in this county from the coronavirus and the illnesses that come from it. We ask that you just give our families and all of our friends good health, watch over our area, and return us to you, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Place the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion that the minutes be approved as mailed to you?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Who made the motion?
Brian?
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Item 5, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda as printed?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Before we go to our departmental reports, I'd like to make just a short, brief comment. I think as most of you, if you're watching or listening, that we are having our regular monthly meeting. It's scaled way back. We're hopefully within our distance of social distance. The reason we're sitting the way we're sitting tonight and not in our normal positions. I do want to make the fact that most of our department heads have been excused from tonight's meeting because of the coronavirus. We do have here a representative from the Lincoln Journal. Ms. Terry is here. Director Docker is here because he runs the videos of doing this. The county attorney as well as the clerk are the only staff that's here. With that said, I want to make just a short comment of what has taken place over the last week. As commissioners know, and most of the public, last Thursday afternoon, late about 6:30, we got the second executive order from the governor for the stay in place. After we got that and looked at it, I called the county attorney, the clerk, the emergency management director, the public works director, and the finance director on about a 30-minute notice, asking if they would meet me at the courthouse at 7 o'clock. They all did. We spent about an hour reading and digesting what the order said and how it would affect Lincoln County government. Bear in mind, the city governs the city, the incorporated area, and we have to look at the county. We decided and determined in this order that it did not mean a whole lot to our businesses in the county. Most of the businesses that are in the unincorporated area of Lincoln County are classified as essential businesses. So with that said, we had already closed most of the county buildings, including some of the constitutional offices, the sheriff and his department, and the lobby of the sheriff's department. What was not closed prior to that executive order was the courthouse and the tax assessor's office. After that happened, and we made some recommendations to me, I then called each commissioner individually and told them what we would like to do, and that was that we would close the courthouse. We would lock the doors to the courthouse, but we would put on the door that the clerk of Superior Court's office and their phone number, the commissioner's office, and our phone numbers, which includes finance office. This had to be agreed upon with the clerk, because we don't have the authority to stop the clerk's office from being open. So, on Friday morning, I met with the clerk, Clerk Dawson, Mandy Dawson, Superior Court Clerk, and she concurred and agreed. So we posted the entrances to all four to the courthouse. The courthouse is closed, but the courthouse is open for business. So simply what that means is that if you come into one of the commissioner's offices or the clerk of court's office, then you have a number to dial, and we will come and let you in if you don't look sick, or if you have essential business that you need to do, and that we can keep the distance. So take the clerk of court's office. If you got 2 or 3 people that want to go in and look at records, the clerk is not allowing that. She's allowing one to come in. If you come, she will tell you to stay in your car or come back later and you'll come in. So we're trying to keep the smaller offices downstairs to accommodate the 6-foot spread, and you can't do that if you got 3 or 4 people in one of those rooms. That's basically the only thing that has changed, other than Monday, we closed the gate to the turnaround, Eddie Fletcher Park at Soap Creek. We got reports over the weekend that it was lots of people on that beach. They was not 6 foot apart. So we closed the gate to the beach area. However, you can go by boat, and we don't have any jurisdiction over that. If you go by boat, then DNR would have to come in. So that's the only thing those are really the only things that have changed as far as the county government goes. And I just wanted to say that so it can go out to the people, in Lincoln Journal and pick that part up. Of course, we did send the Lincoln Journal, I think, a notice of what we did Friday too, didn't we? Okay, departmental reports. As you know, the reports are in your book from the emergency services, from the recreation department, from the finance department, from public works. Those directors are not here tonight, but you have the reports that you have every month. You can go over them. And if there are any questions to any of these directors, then feel free to call them and ask them the questions, and they will give you their answers so you can get what you need on that. But you do have your reports. Item 7 is the purchase of a transit van from the Georgia Department of Transportation. This was discussed some months back when Director Blunt was with us at a work session. At the time that the van would become available, that we would purchase that van back from DOT, and we can put it in our fleet, and that van could be used to transport people outside of the realm of the guidelines we have to go by the federal government when we transport, and state government, we transport people with Lincoln County transit vans. That's federal, state, and local van, and we have strict guidelines what we can and can't do. If we purchase this older van that would be turned back into the state, then she can use that van to transport people to other places that can pay. And it can be used at places that we can't use the transit van. Purchase of that van is $4,000.
It's 5,000.
$5,000, okay, I'm sorry, $5,000. And Director Blunt has recommended, when she talked to y'all at a work session, and now it's back up, and of course, we suspended our work session this month, but that we would go ahead and act on it, and that we would purchase this van from the Department of Transportation for $5,000. Is there a motion that we do this?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
There's a second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Henderson.
Mr. Chairman, it does show that it has a lift on it too, so we can handle the handicapped folks, so.
It does have a
Yes,
lift on it,
equivalent
yes.
lift.
Okay, any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, one question, please.
Commissioner Collins?
I'm assuming that this van is worth $5,000.
It is.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item 8, I'd ask that you approve a resolution for me and I guess the clerk, but for us to sign with the United States Department of Agriculture. This is a grant, not a grant loan, in the amount of $40,000 that we are applying for to be used at the new ag building out at the recreation complex to be able to finish some of the things that we need to do. We're on a tight line. The application has to be in by the 15th of April for us to qualify for this year, which means their new year starts in October, and we want it before October. We don't have to redo it in October. The application, Director Seymour has worked pretty hard on that over the last few days to try to have that completed and done. All we lack on that is the resolution giving us that says that the county is asking and has approved for us to ask for this grant from the United States Department of Agriculture, and that is $40,000. I think you see it on what you got. So that would help us to be able to finish with being able to do some extra things also out at the ag building. I think most of you understand it, know what it is. Our motion gives me the authority to sign on behalf of the county resolution with the United States Department of Agriculture and Rural Development.
I make the motion to approve the chairman to sign this resolution.
Second,
I will second, Mr. Chairman.
got a motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion?
One question, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
In as few words as possible, can you tell us what are we waiting to have it completed? What's still needed to be done?
We still lacking the hardware for the doors, doorknobs and that type of thing. We're lacking the flooring, carpet and some flooring into it. We're lacking the commodes and urinals in the bathroom. I think that's it, isn't it? That's pretty much it. Rex Seymour's not here, but that's best I can remember. That's what's left.
Well, are we going to proceed with doing the work, just hoping we're going to get this grant, or are we on hold until we find
Well,
out?
we're a little bit on hold for two things. Corona's has got us on hold with, Corona's is what's got us held back more than the money situation. But hopefully by the time we're released, we can, they're not gonna put the carpet installation and some of these people in there right now. So hopefully we'll have the money by the time we can go back to work on it. If not, we got the money to do most of it, but we're gonna need a few things extra, so we're asking for it in a grant, not a loan. Which I do wanna make clear too, this entire project has been done, we got $200,000 from the Georgia legislature, to go on this, and we got a $98,000 grant from the USDA, which is what we're doing now. So we have gotten $298,000 in all grant money. So that building has not been a cost out of Lincoln County's general fund money at all. It's not been any local dollars spent on the construction of this building, and we're trying to see to it that don't happen. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion is carried. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll
Second.
second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried, and we stand adjourned.